This episode of Cousins and Sons is brought to you by Authentic Muay Thai Supply. This is an online fightwear store where you can find the best, most authentic Muay Thai protection gear, training gear, boxing gloves, and Muay Thai shorts straight up from Thailand. Good prices, good people. Check them out over at authenticmuaythaisupply.com and enjoy this episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
Nailed it, Pepper.
You'll be proud of someone. Just give me a chance to make yourself. If you don't like me here, I will be someone else.
We're back here at Cousins and Sons. We got a
back.
special guest today, our buddy Kanwar Aurora.
Yo,
Kanwar, say what's up.
What's up, everybody? I'm in the building. I don't have a political party that I affiliate with. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's what we were going to get into, though.
I
I thought that was your specialty.
thought that's what we were going to talk about. Dang it. Take that from
Dude.
the list of things don't talk about. Being about.
Politics.
Being Republican.
Politics.
Politics.
So I think what are we going to do? We're going to start off with some Travis trivia, bruh.
Do you want to? Yeah, let's fucking
Let's
do it.
fucking
Let me
A,
find some
dude.
trivia. In the meantime, you guys...
We need to talk it out.
yeah, talk it
All
out.
right.
And I'll
All
fucking
right.
find
So yeah,
you guys
dude,
some great
Kanwar,
trivia.
tell us about yourself, brother. So you just started comedy 3 months ago?
Yeah, I think it was June.
Yeah.
June.
I think we were here for your first one, right?
one
Maybe
of
not.
them.
Like the one I did it like a 4 o'clock mic, I think it was, and
Mhm.
then there was like 3 people there, and then you
Definitely
guys
not us.
showed up. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Are you just doing comedy just
Just
to
to do
fuck
it.
around?
Well, you know, I got hurt, right?
Yeah.
So I was kind of trapped inside my house for a minute, and the doctor was like, "Hey, you gotta, you can't just sit inside it all day. You're not getting any sun. You're not talking to anybody,
Yeah.
and all that." And so, I was like, "Why not just go do some stand up?"
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
came
Because
over
that,
here.
that was the first thing I would have done too.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
I have nothing to do.
I don't want to be a lazy piece of shit. You know what? Let's go put ourselves out there in front of people and
Yeah.
hopefully to get some laughs.
It's
That's cool, though. You're really good at it, though, dude.
You think so?
I do. I do.
There's I mean, we haven't been doing it that long, but even watching you, we've talked about this before, like
Because you don't write or anything. You just come on and
Yeah,
riff. Huh?
I'm just riffing, really.
Dude, but it's good.
yeah.
Yeah,
You have
I
like
think
that
it's good,
natural
dude.
you have that natural stage like just
Shit's better than some people that come in with written material.
yeah.
True,
for
true,
sure.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I think my biggest thing is, I was telling you the other day,
Yeah.
is whenever I get on stage, I can't see anything.
Yeah.
I can't see a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Because the light blinds the shit
You're
out
just
of
like I
me.
can't see
You're used to
nothing.
it.
I feel like I never will, and I have these glasses that you could put on, to block out the sun,
Yeah.
and I want to start wearing them, but I don't want anybody to think it's like he's just doing it because he doesn't have any material, which is true, but I'm really doing it because I can't see anything or anyone, so I'm just up there like.
Which is true.
No, yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
that's
you
so
should wear
funny.
them, play it out, and see how it is. Because it doesn't to anybody else. I mean, at least to us, every time. Like, and I mentioned this the other night. You're so good with names that just connects.
You're really
even
good
more.
at school, aren't you?
School? No, not really
Oh,
good
really?
at school. I'm better at just going up to people and having a conversation
Okay.
and trying to see where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just talking.
Okay.
You're a good
Yeah.
listener.
Yeah,
And
I try to
responder.
be. I try
That's
to
good.
be.
By the way, I found some trivia. I think you guys.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
All right, let's check
Travis trivia.
It's a comic book trivia. You guys ready to go
Oh.
hard? Conwar, are you a comic book guy?
I think I can.
We're
be.
gonna see how this
it out. Yeah,
goes.
exactly. Yeah.
This seems question 1 out of the gate seems pretty fucking nerdy. So we'll do like
We're
do like
definitely gonna
10 or
fail
15
this,
of these,
and
and
I'm
we'll see
gonna.
how it goes.
Okay.
And also, this is the same website that makes the very satisfying dingy ding noises.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Dude, I like dingy ding.
I think we're gonna use this. Useful trivia is the website. I
Nice.
think we're gonna have to use them from now on.
Yeah. Useful trivia. Shout out. Thank you.
Not a sponsor. Question number 1.
Thanks for the sound effects.
What superhero was born with the curse of Cordax? Was it Ghost Rider, Aquaman, Captain Marvel, or Hawkman?
Of Cordex, Ghost Rider, or what? Say it again.
Ghost Rider, Aquaman, Captain Marvel, Hawkman.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I'd say Ghost Rider. No.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know
Ghost
this one. This one was.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure it's Hawkman.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, go with Hawk.
Oh!
Aquaman.
Wait, you said
Aquaman.
Aquaman?
Aquaman.
It
Yeah.
was Aquaman.
I thought you said Aquaman when you said Hawkman.
Did you say
actually.
Aquaman
Yeah.
first?
I thought you said
Motherfucker.
that.
All right.
Yeah, Ghost Rider sold his soul.
Yeah, he
Right?
sold his
I
soul
don't
to get it. He didn't.
Oh, I
he
didn't
wasn't
know
born
who
with
Ghost
it,
Rider
but
is.
yeah.
Tell it-
I'm just
they,
throwing-
This
yeah.
is how different it is from the movie. It says born of royal Atlantean blood, Aquaman. He He was abandoned for having blonde hair,
Wow.
which is a myth of the course of what a
Hollywood writers, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds racist.
It's right around the time the Nazis were
Yeah.
around.
Oh, yeah, it's
So
very,
there's a lot
very
of-
political.
I think when they made Aquaman.
Oh, I forgot everyone
was.
hated them at one point.
Yeah, they still do, Karen. Or Pepper. Sorry.
I didn't say nothing. He was looking at me as he said it.
Sorry. All right, question number 2. What supervillain was created when Emil Blonsky accidentally exposed himself to a concentrated burst of gamma rays? Doc Samson, the Leader, Abomination, or the Bi Beast?
The fuck are these?
The
Dude,
Bi Beast.
Dude, no, here's the thing. I don't even know this, and I actually have another podcast that reviews comic books, so this is ridiculous.
Shout out to the podcast.
Oh, yeah, Investigating Comic Club. There you
I
go.
think it's Abomination.
Shout out.
Abomination, I was
gonna
gonna say, yeah.
Okay, let's.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Thank God for
There it
Travis.
is.
By the way, the Bi Beast seems just like
All the other
biggest,
ones, yeah.
gayest
I
man.
was
Yeah.
just like,
That's that Silver Lake special.
All right, question number 3. What Chester Gold character made his first appearance in the Detroit Free Pass on October 4th, 1931? Jesus
these are
Christ.
some. These are
Jeez,
some
it,
this is in
straight
depth.
up comics.
We're only doing 10.
Is it Buck Rogers, Dick Tracy, Superman, or Flash
Let's
Gordon?
do
Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
It was the Dick.
Guys, dude, I'm just gonna sit back and kick it.
Dick Tracy, what a name.
Dick Hey, did you guys Dick Tracy last night? Hey,
Oh, boom, boom.
question number 4. What superhero grew up on the planet Tamaran? Is it the Silver Surfer, Hawk Girl, Ultra Boy, or Starfire?
Let's do the first one.
Silver Surfer?
Oh, dang.
What a satisfying fuck you
It's
sound.
so
It
good.
is though.
I don't know even.
You can hear it on the episode.
Let's do the third one.
Ultra Boy? I guess it's Starfire. Yeah,
Whoa, ho,
Starfire.
ho.
Gotta go back to
It's
the
more of
books.
just us learning.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah, we have gotten none of them correct. So
It's not, yeah.
Edwin Jarvis serves as a butler to what superhero?
Iron Man.
It says Teen Titans, Avengers, Fantastic Four, or Justice League.
Oh, then Avengers.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Dude, someone knows
And
stuff.
they made him a robot.
Yep.
Or
What's
a
his name?
voice.
Jarvis?
Jarvis.
Yeah, they call him Jarvis. Question number 6. Which of these superhero heroines was inhabited by the soul of an ancient Egyptian princess after attempting suicide? Huntress, Hawk Girl, Black Canary, or Wonder Woman?
Huntress. I'm just naming
Wonder
off
Woman.
things. No. that's
Canary?
not right. It's Canary. What?
It's Hawk Girl, clearly.
Jeez.
Is that cultural appropriation?
Probably not. Not anymore.
How much Egyptian went to a white girl? Yeah. All right, question number 7. Who was the first costumed superhero? Crimson Avenger, the Phantom, Superman, or Arrow?
The first. So say the first two.
Crimson Avenger, the
Costume
Phantom.
superhero.
Yeah,
What was the second one?
the Phantom. My guess would be the Phantom.
I would say, but the first one sounds more. But
You would
yeah.
go with Crimson Avenger?
Yeah. I can go with
Ooh,
Phantom?
Yeah. Yeah. There it goes.
He had
The
that
I remember the
he was
Phantom. Yeah.
purple as a motherfucker.
Yeah. Purple. Yeah. Did you see that movie?
Yeah, was it Affleck?
It was. Was that Affleck?
I don't know.
That was a pretty bad movie.
It was the shittiest.
Yeah.
I remember I hated it as a kid, and as a kid, you usually love all things.
Yep.
That's so
I can't
true,
remember
man.
who played the Phantom.
With the ring.
Yeah, I just said it's super.
I remember. I miss loving things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So much hate in my life. You know. I remember as a kid, I loved everything. You know, except my parents.
Oh,
Oh shit! They'll probably listen to this.
They're our number one fan.
Just kidding.
Oh wait, sorry, it was
I
Billy.
love
It
him.
was Billy Zane.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
The super
Titanic.
handsome fella from Titanic.
Billy
yeah.
Zane. Oh, I was thinking of a superhero.
damn, you know
That's
your
an
shit.
actual guy, Billy Zane.
Yeah, it's a real guy.
Wow, not even a superhero.
He's zany.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Question number 8. Who was Elvis Presley's favorite superhero? How the fuck would we know
I
that?
might know this, but I don't.
Batman, Captain Marvel Jr., Silver Surfer, or the Green Hornet?
See, I should know this. I'm
Silver
so, like
Surfer.
I'm letting everybody
You
down.
think you're Green
No.
Hornet? I'd guess Green Hornet.
Why?
Was he around back then?
Green Hornet's been around for a minute, and he had a
Yeah.
butler.
Oh, that's a good
Mm,
point.
yeah.
little Asian
But it's not
butler.
Batman
Yeah,
or Superman.
Potato.
Like, what
Should
is
look
he
at
not
history.
like?
I'm going Green Hornet. I'm
Batman?
incorrect. It must be Batman. What? Captain Marvel Jr.?
Wow.
Wow, it's good
Elvis
to
Presley
know.
loved reading
Very
comic
telling.
books.
I just
Boy,
let everybody in my family down.
Troy Legend.
You have
It
nothing
was
to
a
do
different-
down there in
Oh.
Memphis.
It's why he
You
dyed
been to
his
Memphis?
hair jet black. Elvis Presley.
Really?
because of Captain
What is
Marvel
that again? So I can recall that.
Captain Marvel Jr.
Junior, do you
Wait,
know
he
there was a
died as
junior?
I don't know who that is. Yeah,
Presley did?
I guess. Yeah,
Jeez.
Gyrating.
Thought that was all
hips.
natural.
Nah, damn.
Oh,
interesting.
what a loser.
2 more, and then we'll fucking move on. Number 9. What year was the first modern comic book printed? 1925, 33, 17, or 38?
33.
38, 33?
33.
Nice. You guys are good, man.
Propaganda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
Oh, yeah, that fucking pre-World War fucking 2.
Wow, he's right.
Final. Who was Luke Cage's best friend and longtime partner in crime fighting? Iron Fist, Doctor Strange, Daredevil, Human Torch.
Aw, dang. Iron Fist or Daredevil? It's
I'm saying Iron Fist.
Fist.
He's
Yeah,
Iron Fisted.
it's one of those. There it is. Because then they all came together, Defenders and all that
You
stuff.
guys want to go harder? Or are you done? Are you done with this one?
We've learned so much.
Harder?
I feel like, what's the next one? Just so if we get this wrong,
Okay.
we will.
On hard? Because what was that? Was it easy?
No, that's all just
there's-
randomized.
It's just
Oh.
random. There's
Oh,
no
I thought
level.
it did
See,
give you a
let's
level.
read question 11 to see if you guys want to continue on
Yep.
this path.
Okay.
What super team included a sentient tree-like creature?
Oh, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That is correct. You
Yep.
have to read it. Okay, I see you guys are hooked now. All right.
This-
All right, we'll do one more. What superhero gained his power after being exposed to the Orb of Ra? Doctor Strange, Iron Fist, Metamorpho, what a terrible name, or Hawkman?
Doctor Strange.
My guess is Hawkman.
Hawk.
'Cause he's very Egyptian-y.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not
No.
Hawkman.
Then it's the Iron Fist. Okay, we suck.
Ooh.
Apparently it's Metamorpho.
And that's
And
how
that's
we
where
end
we're gonna
this.
end
All
that.
right,
That's
thank
where we're
you,
gonna end.
guys.
Yeah, good ending point. Good job, you guys. Good
Who
job,
the
you guys.
fuck is
You guys know
Metamorpho?
your stuff
Way to
pretty
go.
well. Pretty well.
Well, we learned. See, you learned something today.
Comic books.
Comic
Yeah.
books.
Just watch TV.
Pretty useless
If you're
shit.
Egyptian, I hope someone calls their balls the Orb of Ra.
That is
Damn.
amazing.
You know, a lot of people don't know Egypt's in Africa.
A lot of
A
people.
lot of
A
people.
lot of people
lot
out
of
there.
people.
They're like, what do you mean? It's in the Middle East.
That's funny.
One of my buddies growing up was Egyptian, and I always called him
Yeah.
African American.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, "What?"
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
God.
true.
Wow, that's kind of crazy to think about. I mean, I don't know. Why do people think it's in the Middle
Well,
East?
same thing when we were talking the other
It
day when
is
people are like,
terrible
it's
in
from
the Middle
Australia
East.
or Austria.
Okay.
It's two different things.
Wait, what was?
We were talking the other day about Australia and then Austria. And we're like, yeah, it's all the same. No, it's
AC/DC,
No,
right?
yeah,
no,
AC/DC.
totally different.
No, I know, but
Oh,
there's
AC/DC,
somewhere
yeah.
where it's just like, no, it's here, it's here. No, it's like saying that is not like, oh, it's in the same ballpark. It's no, they're way different.
Hitler was from Austria.
He was Austrian, yeah.
Oh yeah, he wasn't he Jewish too? The poor guy.
Actually, I googled it the other day because so many comics say that Hitler was part Jewish, and it turns out that was a lie. He has no Jewish blood in
Did
him
you find that
whatsoever.
out on
well,
Maury?
good. I
You found
know,
that on
no,
Maury,
that's
did
what we're
you?
after.
So
You're
test
on
results
the-
are
Oh,
negative.
And
not
it
a
is
Jew.
negative. That is a lie. You are not Jewish.
What do you think his net worth was?
Oh, that's a good question. Hitler's net worth. Google that shit.
That's my job.
I have to. I was telling Garon to.
Shit. I don't know, dude. Look, I even got comic book background.
Look at that.
That's true.
I
Wow.
wasn't
You
kidding.
should.
I even
Yeah.
got comics.
You did pretty well too.
He's
I
looking at
wasn't-
hentai
I
over
wasn't
here.
lying, dude. I have comics on my background.
Is that Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, that was. What are we looking? Hitler's net worth?
Hitler's net worth.
Hitler's
Just to-
net worth.
Just to see what fucking
His
good old.
total estimated net worth was around $1.5 billion.
Holy shit.
Well, there you go. Hitler.
What's it? What's his son? What's his son's net worth?
I don't need that.
It's crazy. He's born on 420, isn't it?
Is that true too?
Yeah, it just said
Yeah.
it right there.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
No, it's real.
Wow.
Well, yeah. I'm
That's
pretty sure
where they did.
and that came
that's where
first.
Hell of a
Columbine
birthday.
happened
There's a
on
bad
Yeah.
joke coming. He was burning one. At that.
Wow.
Nothing's written, guys. Nothing's written.
Kanwar, dude, on the bomb. Just dropping bombs.
No one's gonna hire me after this.
Also, fun fact:
Fucking no,
Hitler
they're
was
definitely gonna hire you after this.
Fun fact.
Hitler was Time Magazine's Man of the Year a couple years before we entered the war.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, they
For,
actually even went and like filmed his it's called the Eagle's Den, I believe is what he called
Yeah,
his house.
The palace up top on the hill. Yeah.
I have the Hawkeye view to kill the Juden. I like to be able to see the Jews.
That's crazy, dude.
You know, there's a sect of Judaism that agrees. They say what Hitler did or what the Nazis did was was they deserved it. The Jewish people deserved it because they were going away from the secular from the non-secular lifestyle, and they were sinning and shit like that. I forgot what their name, but they're pretty pro Palestine. They're pretty pro what do you call it, Hasidic community.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
they're saying we're still going away and shit like that. It's wild.
Huh, where's this at?
This is pretty much everywhere.
Oh,
It's like-
really? This is in Jersey? This is over in Jersey?
Yeah, I saw it in a documentary
No, dude.
about
And
Jersey.
there, yeah, I believe it because when I was out there visiting, they have it's Hasidic Jews, right?
Yeah.
That I honestly had never seen Hasidic Jews before until I went to Jersey, and I'm like,
Yeah?
oh, they are.
You
They
didn't see him
take
in
over.
Chicago?
I'm not
Like
looking
in
for 'em.
Skokie?
There's some here in
Skokie,
LA,
I
too.
did,
Remember
but I
we saw him
wasn't.
dancing?
No, we did see him, but no, I mean it's a whole different like in Jersey.
Oh,
They've
it's like-
taken over.
It's like
They've- yeah.
with everything.
No,
like
they've
the-
come
oh,
in and
okay,
take
okay.
over. Like
Man.
like even people like they'll go in and buy people's buildings, and then they'll something with the market value. So then they make it so like you have to sell them your property because it's like, well, we've bought everything in the area, and so if you don't sell us this for this cash value, your
Dunzo.
property is going to be not worth it anyway. So
Yeah,
you might as
because
well
no
sell
one's
us.
going to want to live
Yeah,
there.
no one's going to want
Because
to
the
live there.
property value
Yeah.
goes down
Yep.
the
they,
more, yeah.
they come in there and they take over, and I was like,
Yeah,
wow,
because people
this
are
is
like, well, I'm not
real
going to
life.
live in the middle of this.
They got a strong community, I tell you. They don't give a fuck who becomes president. They don't give a fuck anything about politics. You know why? Because everything stays here. Everything happens
Yeah.
in the community.
Yeah.
It's
So
almost
money.
like the Mormons in Utah now.
Or-
they do the
Oh
same thing.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I
they
mean,
care a lot
they
more
run
about politics,
Utah,
though.
man.
Fucking
Mormons?
No, they run.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
dude.
know any.
Oh,
Especially if you
I
get
dated
closer to
one
the
in high school.
temples and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like they have their own police, like church
Mhm.
police.
Wow.
Mormons
Guns?
do?
Mormons
Oh,
do.
Yeah.
over there?
Yep.
Oh,
In
for their
Utah.
temples and shit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, and if you're not Mormon, I didn't know that. But, like, because they all get married in the temples.
Uh-huh.
Like, if you're not Mormon, you can't go to that fucking wedding, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, legit.
They have a separate wedding
do they-
for
how
your
do they-
For, like,
friends.
friends and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
How do they know?
Yeah, how do they know?
Dude, how does anyone know anything? you
I
know
could
what I
just
mean?
be, Mormon.
Because there'll be some rat, you know. You know, in the church, there's always
Yeah.
a rat in the church.
I
They
think
do-
you could pass.
Do they
for
do a
that.
secret handshake? And if
He's
you
only
don't
got
know
one
it-
wife.
Oh shit!
No, how do they know?
But yeah, or like what's another one? Mennonites.
Mennonites.
Yeah, they're like they're like Amish, but like not as extreme because they can like
Yeah, the
drive and
German
shit.
Oh, that's
Baptists,
right, yeah, yeah.
Mennonites. Yeah, because we had a bunch of Mennonites. Or they call themselves German Baptists in my hometown. I just call them lazy Amish. They just look like
Yeah.
like Amish people, but they have cell phones and drive
Yeah,
cars.
just like we're just gonna.
Love the style. That's like
Yeah.
a hipster thing.
yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah.
dress just like Amish people, but they fucking live in normal houses and use all
That's
the
like a
other stuff.
pescatarian.
Dude, that is one thing
you know?
you could trash on
Like-
this on any podcast. Really, you
Yeah.
could just trash on Amish people because they're never gonna hear it.
And they're never gonna- if they do, well then they're
They're gonna
The
fucking build a house.
Mennonites.
Yeah. If you are listening to this, Amish, you're breaking the fucking rules. Going
Yeah.
straight to hell.
They don't give a fuck.
According to you.
we didn't make the rules.
I didn't write the rules.
You think they got stand up in Amish community?
Dude, they probably tell jokes.
What's the deal with the English?
Yeah, right.
No, I think it's just they
They
just.
do call everyone who's not Amish English.
They do.
Yeah, fun fact.
What does Amish mean?
Eckstein.
Pure.
I don't know.
Yeah, SS.
Eckstein.
It's actually a good question. I don't know.
What's some other communities that you can't if you're not Islamic or Muslim, you can't go to the place in Saudi Arabia. I forgot what it's called. The big block.
Oh,
Right
Mecca?
to? Mecca. Yeah.
Oh.
You can't enter the city if you're not.
And like only like a couple of people are even allowed inside that box. Like no one knows what's in it.
Yeah.
It's like the most well kept secret. It also like emits slight radiation. Like we have no idea what's in there.
What?
It's crazy.
A lot of people believe they may have like stolen the Ark of the Covenant and that thing's in there. Like
Wow.
crazy stuff like that.
They got a lot of energy over there, though. It's a lot of energy.
In
You know?
that center.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. They got fucking 1 million people,
Yeah.
you know,
It's not that big.
moving in a circle.
Yeah.
The wind's gonna pick up and shit.
That energy.
Yeah, I was at a meetup the other day. I go to meetups.
Oh, yeah.
Then
What's a meetup?
a meetup is like a Meetup.com is a
Use, like,
website.
They're actually, yeah. I haven't
you go
done a
meet up?
lot.
Is it in the
It's for-
name?
It's
Just
for
meet up?
Yeah, but for like
Meetup.com.
different things, like for
Is it like a group of people? Or?
Yeah, a group of people that are interested in one interest and they
Yeah.
meet up.
Oh, okay.
So this
Could
was
be
a meetup.
fantasy football or something.
Anything, yeah.
Anything,
This
yeah.
was for IT stuff, and it was I didn't know, but it was at a coding boot camps are.
Yeah, I know what they are.
So you know what a coding
Mhm.
boot camps are.
Yeah.
So it was at an actual coding boot camp. So the guy was giving his before it started. They're hosting it, so they give this advertisement of their boot camp, and he was like, if you're a woman or identify as non-gender, non-binary, you can receive a scholarship up to 100%. And I was sitting there thinking, anyone can receive this fucking scholarship, right? Am I
yeah, right, yeah.
It's
I
like the same
identify today.
thing. You could just say, you could be non-binary,
Yeah,
and everything's
exactly,
all good.
Exactly.
You
Just
know?
throw that out there.
That's all you need to be. I'm non-binary. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
about to get.
I get 100%
Yeah.
tuition.
I'm about to start sending me shit.
So did you get the scholarship?
No, I didn't know. I'm okay. I don't need a coding boot camp just yet.
Yeah.
Do you code?
Yeah. That's the.
Yeah. You were telling me that you were trying to learn this.
Thoroughly
Tell
enjoy
the
it.
people what the fuck you're trying to do. Unless you don't want to talk about it.
No.
Is it top secret?
It's pretty much it's not top secret. It's pretty much what I'm trying to learn is how, if you have an Amazon, you have an you're selling comic books
Yeah.
right on Amazon and eBay and Shopify and this other marketplace, right? What I'm trying to figure out is how they manage all that, right? So
Mhm.
there's ERP tools and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like resource planning. But the thing is, updating the shops one by one is troublesome, right?
Yeah.
So if there's one platform to update your
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
array of
Mhm.
shops, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to learn how the hell would that happen? Like, what's the
Have one code that could rule them all.
yeah, pretty much just one everything gets aggregated into this one stop shop,
Yeah.
right?
Which
and then
would be
goes
an
out.
app. Ideally.
Yeah.
So you want to create an app? Or you want to create this?
I don't know.
Or you just want to figure out how it works?
That's the first step. Is
Yeah.
how would I get it to work,
Yeah.
right? And when I say app, I mean it's just a platform that
Yeah, just any
Yeah.
platform that
Yeah.
allows for that to.
integrate and talk to each other.
So it'd be like Freebird, but for shopping.
what's Freebird?
It's like for rides, like Lyft and shit. And
Oh,
so,
but it's
so
all
it
one
takes
thing?
all however many, two,
Yeah.
I guess.
Or like kayak.
Maybe is it kayak like that?
Kayak takes
takes
like
everything.
Priceline. And
Yeah, it brings
yeah.
in everything, or fucking
Same.
even what's that one that we were Hopper? Kind of like
oh
that.
yeah,
Hopper's
Hopper?
one for
airlines.
airlines.
Yeah.
So it just brings like all the airline tickets in on one. I guess that wouldn't be the same thing because it's like,
Almost that type of.
but yeah,
Almost that type of idea.
Hmm. Okay.
But yeah, I enjoy.
You like computers?
programming. I always have.
Yeah.
I always have. So it's just something
I
fun
always
to do.
wanted-
You're
I wasn't
going to
smart
school,
enough
or
for
you?
that.
What,
No, I just graduated.
graduated,
I
that's
graduated
what-
in August. Yeah.
what was your degree?
Computer science.
Okay.
Yeah, baby. California Lutheran
Fancy.
University.
Hell yeah,
There it
dude.
is.
Shout out to the Lutherans.
Go Lutherans.
Go Lutherans. Are you Lutheran?
No,
Oh,
No.
so you just went.
it was it's in Thousand Oaks.
Yeah.
Good price. Bless you. They had a very decent schedule where I'm able to go after work.
Oh, that's
okay.
good.
And, yeah, I mean, it just.
Where
worked
do you
out.
work?
I work down in Agora Hills
Oh,
at
okay.
the factory, at the Cheesecake Factory.
Factory of cheese.
Yeah.
That's right.
Did you get those fucking cheesecake cups, bro?
Let me tell you guys. I used to be when I first started. I used to be a server with them, right? So I used to wait tables, right? And when you're waiting tables,
Yeah,
for
because
the
you do something
factory-
behind the scenes now, right?
Yeah, I switched over.
Yeah.
So at first, when you first get to become a server at the Cheesecake Factory is a fucking process.
No, dude.
Dude,
I
you
mean,
go
that
through-
menu in itself, I
Yeah.
get
Yeah,
overwhelmed
for
just being a
real.
customer there.
They do not play around. They do
Yeah.
not play around. But what do you call it? They make you try all the food.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
a lot of food.
Yeah, like in 2015,
food.
I tried all whatever was on that menu.
You
I
had.
tried it. Yeah, and
What was your favorite cheesecake?
I think honestly, it's the salted caramel is going to be number one.
Mm.
But I could always hit an original. Just plain old cheesecake.
Oh, plain
Plain
old.
cheese, bro.
Yeah.
Don't
not-
need no
Easy.
fucking dessert toppings. Fuck
Dude, I'm
that.
gonna have to go there and get
You're a
some
simple man.
caramel.
Oh
that
yeah.
sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I love cheesecakes.
But now you do.
No, I still do that.
But no, what do you do behind the scenes there?
Oh, I make computers go beep beep bop bop pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do some.
Oh,
Okay.
the beep, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
The beep
How-
beep and the
did-
bop bop.
what did they find out that you were going to school for computer science and
No,
that position opened, or did you have to apply for it? Or what happened?
Yeah. So I was at the factory and I was just working and stuff like that. I was working there for about 3 months, I think, because this was about 4 months, and there was a position open for entry level IT position, right? And I had enough experience with just fixing computers on my own and stuff like that. So I was like, why not throw my name in the bucket? It took like about a month of interviews, but then just transferred out. I went to corporate.
Nice.
Yeah, now I'm a
Nice.
corporate guy.
Company man.
I'm a company man.
He's a company man.
Which is like, yeah, and then you starting stand up like 3 months ago and being around all these comics who 90% of us are not in corporate,
Yeah.
so it's like hearing all of, our viewpoints of,
I don't. I think I don't know what comics do from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's keeping most of them from doing that.
Yeah.
Right? That's because I understand an actor. You
That
got an
makes
audition
sense.
like at 11 a.m.
yeah,
Right.
Right? You can't get a corporate job.
Yeah.
But if the first mic you hit is at 7 p.m.,
Yeah.
you could be
You could be
you could have
hustling.
health
You could be doing-
insurance.
Yeah. He's got a point. He's got a
Yeah.
point.
I'm just there's some people that that probably go do what I do
Yeah,
in other states, and they'll come do an open mic once a week at 10,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think I don't know. Comedy's a very different thing, right? Because you have stand up comedy, right? And then the other thing is, are you willing to also get into acting, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because if you are, then you can't do that job. Then you can't do the corporate job during the day, right? But if
Yeah.
you're not, and I don't know how much stand up comedy has changed throughout the last 20 years.
But no, you're right. Like
Right.
the mics are at night,
Yeah.
so you have all day.
And
to
then
work.
then you have the weekends, and then you have
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
there's also a community,
Mhm.
I mean, the main thing is about getting up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that's where that is too. Where and it's an excuse, but as far as like the whole, like you said though, the whole stand-up scene starts later, so you're staying up later. So it's like, oh, I might be. Even if you're not doing mics, you might have shows really late, or you're not getting out till midnight, and then and part of not just doing the jokes and being on stage, but is the networking, which is staying out sometimes late to hang out and meet people. So then you're out till like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and it's like, okay, now I want to get up and be a productive person, and it's that, but at the end of the day, it's all excuses.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't going to sleep at 9. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean,
know?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like even
Yeah.
people who have a 9 to 5 or any of that, it's just like
Yeah.
they're not like, well, I'm
Yeah.
getting. Even it's that time has changed in 20 years. It's not like, oh, let's go home. Oh, we're eating dinner, we're sitting around the table, and then now it's time for bed. It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right, good night, honey.
No one does that anymore.
No one does that.
No.
But it's so easy to still think that way, to make it an excuse of
Yeah.
like why
Yeah.
you're not doing things.
So your lady, she must be pretty cool. Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dope. Yeah.
I mean, well, just like I mean, letting you go do mics and like shit like that. I mean, I guess she
Yeah.
doesn't have to let you do shit. You live with her though, don't you?
Yeah, we've been living together for a minute now. She's she's an actor.
Oh, okay. So
and
she gets the
understands.
grind.
Yeah, and
Okay,
she likes me
okay.
doing creative stuff like that.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's good. That's
It's
good.
the most entertainment Hollywood thing that I do.
Yeah.
This is the most Hollywood.
Which
thing
I
I've
think
ever
it's
done.
I think it's the coolest one out of
On
all
the
of them.
podcast.
Out of all of them, comedies, I think the best community.
the coolest thing.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
think
I
it's the
always
best
have.
community. Yeah.
Because you know what the greatest thing I enjoy about doing stand up, especially even here, because I don't get the same vibe if I go to like flappers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The thing is, it feels like you're funniest when you're just kicking back with your friends and stuff in the garage
Yeah.
and just talking.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yep.
Exactly.
That's when you're funniest, and that's when you get those brilliant fucking hits.
Yeah.
You know. And I don't know. I feel like that coming to the fourth wall.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
No, I feel
never
it's like a
done that.
clubhouse.
And, well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the thing. Is
Yeah.
like, and I see that on you, and like I think it's comes more natural to certain people than others, because it is the ones who do good on stage is the ones who are like, you can tell they're just telling this joke to. It's like they're talking to their friends. It's not even a joke at that point. It's just them retelling a story to their closest friends, shooting the shit. at home on the couch or in,
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
garage or
Yeah.
something like that.
And those are the best moments,
Yep.
right? You know,
Yeah.
you remember that shit.
Because you feel part of something and feel more connected. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy that 3 months that you've, and like you said, and I talked about, I didn't talk about, but on Theo Vaughn's podcast,
Mhm.
David Spade was on there and he was mentioning how like you said about flappers, but like even then, like when he was talking about how the community of it all, as long as you're not like horrible, for the most part, once you do comedy and like if you're even on stage with these even top comedians,
Mhm.
it's one of those where everybody's pretty open for the
Mhm.
most part, 90% of being like, no, I mean, whether I'm way better than you or not, or vice versa, or how long I've been in the game, you are on stage tonight, and so was I, and I understand the grind because
Yeah.
even the top dogs, most 90% of them have had to grind,
Yeah.
and know that, so they're able to like.
It's kind of like a thing I feel like comics pride themselves on too is the grind. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Or especially when you hear like like ones that have made it or whatever, successful comics like that. Yeah, they all preach about the grind. So gotta go through the grind. Gotta go through the
I
grind.
hear that a lot. You know what I hear a lot? I listen to, all the other podcasts that you guys probably listen to, right?
Oh, for
Mhm.
sure.
And one thing I never understood was the mentality of that you have to be poor. That there's it's kind of underlying that saying that, hey, if you're not living in your car
Yeah.
and
Then you're not trying.
you're not trying.
Yeah.
It's just
I
like
think that's bullshit
it's
too.
2019. You
Yeah.
can make
Yeah.
money off the phone.
Off.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. No,
yeah.
it's true. It's true.
Well, and there's some people we've talked to even like with Simone at the store and them being like afraid to like may have an alcohol problem or may have depression and like, oh, you go to counseling or oh, get help for this, and they're like, some of them have gotten successful through that time, so they're almost so scared of losing that.
Yeah.
So they're like, why would I get help when this is who I am
Working,
and this
yeah.
is working for me,
Yeah.
and I don't want to, I don't want to fix this. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
I'm fucked up, but it's working. I'm
Yeah.
successful.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
why would I want to help? And so yeah, it's that like I don't
Becomes
know.
a
It's just a weird.
superstition,
Yeah,
I guess.
it's a hard thing to
Yeah.
think of, and that's why it's like trying to get good at this while still figuring out life, while still like being positive about things, and take like. And
Wow, this is getting heavy, dude.
It is.
Let it go.
It's just let it go,
This
guys.
is
Let it
getting
go.
heavy. Travis, you doing okay? You
Doing
fall
great,
asleep?
buddy.
That's what it is, though.
No,
we were just
yeah,
talking
no.
about that
Yeah.
because no, he's got a good point as far as like needing to, feel like the grind is a part of it and like you need it,
Yeah.
Which and I think when I think of the grind, with comedy is just getting on stage
Yeah.
all
Biggest
the
one.
time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And writing, that's part of the grind. You know what I mean? And trying, I think some of the grind is like you're gonna fail a lot, and so
Yeah.
just like getting back up after you fail, fucking for the millionth time. You know what I mean? It's just like okay, that's the grind. But you're right. I think some people think that they have to be poor to make it. Or I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Or they're just being stupid, dude.
I don't
and
even
lazy.
know if poor is the right word. It's more of like if I don't struggle, because all the other famous comedians in history have highlighted, hey, I've struggled.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Haven't they not? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But there's homeboy Dave Chappelle. He
Mhm.
straight up comes out the gate saying, "Hey, I'm good at this shit.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got money.
Yeah.
I live in this neighborhood."
yeah.
He's one that does not say any of that, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of the other people are always talking about back in the '80s. I was doing this. Back in the '90s. And I think someone like me, and who's really fresh, right, into
Yeah.
comedy, sees that, and you start thinking, hey, haven't I not
Yeah.
seen enough?
Yeah.
Because usually when you struggle, you see a lot of messed up stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And a lot of comedy's
Experience
messed
more.
up.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
messed up. It's those struggles that
So you think
are
you
able to talk
haven't
about.
lived hard enough life for comedy?
No, I don't think. I think I've seen enough to know that I have not seen anything at all.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No. Yes, I do. I know it's true.
Steve.
It's just
Steve, dude, this is getting heavy, man. On Cousins and Sons. Wow.
Yeah.
Super heavy.
No, that's just pretty much it. And I think the other biggest thing about doing comedy is actually doing it, right?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
you could read
I
all
think so
day, you
too.
could write all day, but like you said, the real struggle is being able to
Just get
take
on
that step.
stage. Yeah.
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 And then do it. Yeah. How was it for you after your surgery and being off for a while? Because I mean, you didn't do it for that long, anyways, and then you had surgery, and then you come back. How was that for like? Were you nervous, or did you just? Because you don't ever look nervous up there.
No,
So.
yeah, you've always looked,
Yeah.
solid.
I feel like the biggest thing for me before going and having the surgery, right, was when I was ever sitting down anywhere and watching somebody else perform, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking in my head like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna do? What about blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah.
And then after the surgery, just from I guess all the pain or something, I don't know what happened to me, but I'm able to just sit down. Like the other night when we did the 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
I was just sitting down and I was just listening, and the experience is so much better.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the experience of like just taking that ride with the comic that's up there,
Mm-hmm.
and really, putting yourself like when somebody starts telling jokes, how the perspective I start seeing it is like I'm them now,
Yeah.
and start making these imaginary images in my head, and that's what's going on.
Mics are the best when people are actually paying attention
Yeah.
to each other.
Yeah.
The worst mics I've ever experienced are usually a bunch of nervous comics
Mhm.
who are very clearly thinking about what they're going
Yeah,
to do when
yeah.
they get up there.
Right.
But then it starts what I call the spite spiral, which is like everyone at the beginning is thinking about what they're going to do,
Mhm.
right? And so the first comic gets up and eats a dick because no one's even paying attention.
Yep.
And then he eats a dick and goes, well, I ain't going to laugh at any of these fucking people. And then
Yeah.
second comic, same thing.
Yeah.
Third comic, same thing. And
Yeah.
it's a miserable experience for
Yeah.
everybody because everyone decides that they're not going to laugh.
Yeah, and that's that, and you can feel it, and that's why we've
Mhm.
tried to for the most part,
I think we've always been good at it.
keep being positive, even when it's
Yeah.
like this is a crappy
supportive.
room. Be as
Yeah.
supportive as possible. Be like,
Yeah.
all right, let's give that energy.
That's why I love you, Travis. Like you support everyone except for one person off the top of my head, but well deserved.
There's
Yeah.
a handful of people.
Yeah,
that
there's
are
a handful of
handful.
people, but like but no, I mean for the most part though, you're always you always like see where they're trying to be funny and laugh.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, because I'm in love with this craft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, especially if someone's got a unique point of view or they have a story or something like that, I'm like, let's see how they do this.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not overly analytical. It's why I'm like a comic who's been doing it a while who actually laughs because I'm like, oh, it doesn't have to be one way.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's where you get into the pretentious territory where you get these comics that are like, we're the cable guy's not a comedian. I'm like, yes, he fills stadiums,
Yeah.
motherfucker. Like,
Phil Stadium?
you fill in stadiums? No, you're barely working the store.
Yeah.
Like,
like, get funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
funny is fucking funny. Just be funny.
Yep.
It's true.
I think that is a big thing. That's a big thing with like, I think most artistic crafts like saying, "Hey, that's not it over there," because they're doing that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what did you use? Like, I saw you guys know who Nicoletti is. He was
Oh, that
famous on
sounds-
Vine
Yeah.
a long time
Yeah,
ago.
Long
dude.
time ago,
Where the
though.
hell did I just see him?
He just did a show in
Trying to picture
Irvine,
him.
I think.
Nicoletti.
The Improv in
Okay.
Irvine,
Irvine
and
Improv.
I think I saw. a
I'm pretty
post
sure he
about it.
sold it out.
Mhm.
And this is the guy. I think this was his first stand-up show.
Oh,
Coming
Yeah.
off of YouTube
No,
and
it's-
Vine.
it was who was on Kill Tony last night?
Oh, the dude.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
He's a YouTube guy.
Skinnier dude,
Yeah.
tall, white
Yeah.
guy.
I think, and I've seen him here like once. I think. I did see him here actually once. What's his name? I just went blank. But
Oh,
all
shit.
my siblings were posting about him. Be like, oh my god, he's on there because they know I'm on there. And they were like, he's so quiet. He didn't comment at all last night.
Wow.
Like he was quiet.
Probably
the entire
nervous.
time. Well, yeah. It's like. I'm like, they're like, yeah, I think he just recently started comedy, but he has so many followers on YouTube, so that he,
Well, didn't we hear something? Wasn't Simone saying something about that? About a lot of comics are pissed off at these YouTubers and shit for
Mhm.
selling out all these, which is cool. They can sell it out, but they're like not good comics. You know what I mean?
They're making the
they
shows
didn't put in
aren't
the
good.
grind, man.
Yeah, or even then, just like venues will sell them before they'll sell anybody else, and then
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
then they wonder, oh, tons of people are here, but then they wonder why it's a crappy show because it's like, they don't know what they're doing.
Uh-huh.
They're just using it to let's see
Is
where
it
is
Trevor
it?
Wallace?
Yep.
That's him.
Yep.
I saw him do a show with Lee. From the
Oh,
other-
okay.
Yeah.
Down in remember when Lee? Yeah. So funny story. So we saw Lee the other night,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And
Party.
he was like, "Where do I know you from, dude?" I went to this show where in Venice Beach, off of Venice, right? And it was behind a cafe, and it was who was there? It was Lee, this Trevor guy, couple. I think the producers for Fighter and the Kid
Yeah.
also doing
okay.
stand up, right? And
Yep.
it was a really small crowd, and whoever was hosting the show gave me like 3 brownies, and I took them all down.
Oh
right?
no.
And I had my cast. I had what do you call that? A sling on.
Sling? Yeah.
Yeah. So and I sat right in the front, and the second Lee got up there, he just started ripping on me because this other comic was ripping on me. I don't know. I just became the main highlight to get ripped on during the show. Not really ripped on,
You're a
but
good guy to do that
just-
too, though.
I
It's
go
like,
for the ride.
yeah,
you know?
you do, you do,
Yeah, yeah.
you do, yeah.
Go for the ride.
You're
but-
paying attention.
You
You're
do.
paying attention.
You're paying
absorbing,
attention, yeah,
you're
yeah,
taking- you know.
Did you like look visibly high? Is that why?
and I had a sling on.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
You're-
what drugs are you
And you
on?
sat in front.
Right in
Easy,
front.
easy target, dude.
I love sitting in front.
I know.
Of
I can
anything.
tell.
I'm
Did
all
you
about
talk-
the
Did you talk
front.
to Lee at the housewarming party about him ripping you in your asshole?
Yeah, well, I was getting to that, and
Yeah.
then he had to leave, so I was like, whatever. But
Oh, but that's what it
after
was.
the show, I was just so blitz that he like people were trying to have a conversation, and I just couldn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
clammed
I-
up.
know what you mean.
You forget how to people if you
Yeah.
get that high.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like-
Forget-
Yeah.
I hate that. It's like one of my
I don't know what it
worst.
is. I get panic attacks when this shit happens to me because I'm like, I don't know how to talk to anybody.
I like a little bit, like a small little bit before something maybe, but just too much of it, especially if
You
you're
can
doing
get too
something.
stoned.
Yeah, and if you're doing something you respect, you don't want to be going up in there.
No, it's
frickin',
true.
I've also
you know?
never figured out how to dose my goddamn self. Weed's so inconsistent. It's not like alcohol.
That is kind of true,
where you
man.
know how much gets you drunk. It's not like anything else.
Yeah, I mean, you could have a
It's-
joint that's like,
It's a roll of the fucking dice.
Yeah.
Fucking
Every time.
suck. I've taken a hit before here and then just been the most high I've ever been. I'm like, oh no, I have to work. Help me, Jesus.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yep.
'Cause some of this stuff's too powerful, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So, and being sober is, I think, a lot of people. I don't want to say a lot of people because it seems like I know what I'm talking about, but I think there's just a good amount of people that aren't sober
Oh,
at
100%.
least every day.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know
Even a
what I
lot
mean?
of sober people I found, because like I did AA for a minute just
Uh-huh.
to see what that would be like, and I hated it because everyone in there is on some sort of antidepressant. They're on
Mhm.
Yeah.
some kind of pain
They're
pill.
sober,
They're
but
on-
not.
No
something.
one is sober.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it pissed me off so much because it's like, okay, well, if I then I can drink once a month. If you can be high every day on fucking antidepressants,
Yeah.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no,
most of these guys are, no one's sober.
Yeah, and
It's-
everybody,
There's so much.
everybody,
We have so much access to everything.
It's not just drugs and alcohol and stuff too. I mean, people are like, "Oh, I'm sober. I don't do this," but then you have a coffee every single day, 3 times a day,
Yeah,
or
coffee and
energy
cigarettes
drinks.
is
They have
the
to
Some
drink
vices,
You
dude.
know, it's just
Or
it's-
junk food, candy,
yeah,
things
yeah.
like that.
It's
Yeah.
that vice where it's like, oh, but because of how we are in society of thinking what is bad and what is not,
Mhm.
you could be snorting sugar every single day and nobody would look twice.
Pixie sticks,
Oh my
motherfucker.
god.
Give me my
yeah.
Pixie
Have you ever
Sticks.
snorted a pixie stick?
Oh, dude, I was in 8th grade.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Burns immediately.
Burns immediately.
So
Way
Still
worse than
tastes good,
cocaine
though.
has
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
burned.
Still tastes good though. The drip is fucking tasty.
That drip.
It's like, Garon,
Oh,
what are you
man.
doing back there? Sorry, miss. Tastes delicious.
I never got like, where did we get that from when we were kids? Like when you're in like 8th grade or
Yeah.
6th grade,
Pixie
whatever.
sticks?
Like no, but like the idea of, hey, let's line this up and fucking rail it.
I was
Fuck, you know where we got it from? Fucking Dare, dude.
There,
Oh,
yeah,
We
yeah.
got that shit
Because
from
they told
Dare.
us not to do this, so
But
we're
showed
like,
us how.
can we do? Yeah,
No,
so we know
they
how
told
to
us
do it.
not to do it, but showed us how to do it.
I don't think there's any way I would have known what PCP was.
for
It was for Dare. I've never.
Oh, thanks for opening up that.
I've been to
yeah.
so many parties. I've been so many places and seen so many drugs. Not one time have I seen PCP.
Yeah.
I never would know what the fuck
Yeah.
that is if it wasn't.
You gotta look for those hard. They're not really easy to find.
Gotta
You
ask
can't just
around.
go up to people and be like, "Hey, you got
Some
fucking
angel
crank."
dust?
Yeah,
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
one. It
Yeah.
doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know where to get any crank?
Yeah.
Plus, it's not. It's also one of those that you're kind of ashamed of, that you want it.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna you can't just go tell anybody.
I only
Hey,
do it
hey, can you
between
put
the
a word
toes.
out that I'm looking for some crank?
Yeah.
I remember the.
Send a mass email. Hey, if anyone comes across some crank,
Let's network on LinkedIn.
I think I was like
Right.
18 or 19 trying to buy weed in Ohio, and we were just like finding fucking random black people on the streets to ask, basically. Because that's what you do as white kids from the suburbs. You're like, oh, let's go
Right,
find
yeah.
some
I
black
mean,
people.
at least back then, you know what I mean.
Yeah, and then like I remember, it's like this white chick with like who looks ragged as hell sitting next to this younger black kid. He's selling us weed, and she goes, "You guys got any hard? I need hard." At the time, we didn't know that was meth.
Oh yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Or meth or crack,
shit's
one or
hard.
the other. And yeah, that was
She wanted whatever you were gonna give her at
You guys
that.
got hard? Come on, man, I need some hard. And she's freaking out, and he was like, "Shut up, bitch!" And I was like, "Okay, well,
We gotta go. We gotta
we
go.
should go back to the suburbs."
Oh, my
Suburbs
God.
and Ohio.
So wait, are you sober?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, like, the other night we were at the party, had a little drink.
Oh,
whatnot.
okay.
I like being pretty. I like the social aspect of things, right? And everyone's hanging out, chilling.
Yeah.
And then once in a while, if I come over here, I might grab a beer or something.
Yeah.
Hit something.
Mhm.
But I'm just trying to. I think the thing is, I noticed. Look, I say I don't write, right? I don't
Yeah.
write comedy. I try to at least journal or whatnot.
Oh, really?
And I noticed myself getting in a loop a while back, maybe like a few months ago. I just noticed that each time I went to go write, I was writing about the same thing, and that thing was just about trying to get better.
Yeah.
And writing about is not going to do shit, And then
Mhm.
when I finally took the step away from that type of lifestyle of just like trying to smoke pot all the time, it's just got so much easier,
Yeah.
just to be
Mhm.
able to comprehend. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's not even just being able to comprehend the situation.
Yeah.
Instead of always like spaced out.
Spaced out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that. Like I hate waking up just groggy or spaced out.
Yeah.
Like clouded mind, stuff
Yeah.
like that. You can't make. You're trying to. You
That's
got
a
to think
point.
of yourself as a. You're like the CEO of yourself, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the business that you're trying to run ain't gonna run if you're freaking putting junk into it. Garbage
No,
in,
it's
garbage
true.
out, right?
Yeah. That's a good point, dude. God
I
damn
mean,
it.
especially as you
Wise
guys are
words
talking-
from Kanwar Aurora people. Fucking wise words. I mean, I've been touched. You know, I've been touched.
I want to.
Like, I seriously, I'm gonna rethink
I'm gonna
the
re-listen
joint
to
that I'm
this.
gonna fucking smoke right before we go see fucking Rambo.
Rambo
how old is
Last
he?
Blood.
90?
Yeah.
Dude,
78.
70 something. But God, he's jacked city, man.
Yeah.
That's synthol.
Yeah, let's check it out. I think I have IMDb pulled up, but yeah, dude, freaking, I can't believe we're gonna go see Rambo.
Well, they were saying on the Expendables, like those movies and stuff, like as far as all those jacked guys who are
Uh-huh.
these powerhouses, they said Sylvester Stallone is the one guy on there who is actually legit.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
Even though he's a little crazy when it comes to like he thinks he was Rocky.
Yeah.
But as far as being the one to like do his own stunts and stuff,
Yeah, I've heard
he's
some-
actually the most legit as far as like, no, dude, like when they're doing a fighting scene, I'm like, no, punch me. Like, no, really, punch me. It's okay. Yeah, I can like he's
take it.
he's like, I can take it. No, let's do, like he's the most like, no,
Oh, yeah,
he
he told
is
Dolph
that guy.
Lundgren to punch him as hard as
Yep,
he could,
yep.
and Dolph Lundgren put him in the hospital.
Yep.
Oh,
He's
really?
like, I just, I
He's
can
like, I need
take
That
to
was
punch to make
smart.
real, man. I need to look real.
I
And
need to
then
look real.
he almost died from brains.
He's born in 46. Holy shit, dude.
46?
He's like 20 years older than my
Wow.
parents.
Damn, right after the
Yeah, he's
war.
like 78. How old is he?
20 years older than your parents. What's that?
He's right after the war.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, dude.
he's a boomer,
July
dude.
6th, bro. Right
then
after the
he's
freaking.
73, something like that.
Think about it.
That's
His
still-
dad just got home from like fighting the Nazis, they just toured Italy and stuff like that, came home. Probably somewhere in the
Okay.
East Coast. Where is he born? East Coast? West?
Yeah, I think so.
He's
Or, I
Philly,
think it
right?
is
Is he
Philly.
Philly?
I think it is
It's
Philly.
gotta be Philly.
Yeah.
He wrote a whole
No,
thing.
His
God, I
story's
don't wanna
pretty
read all
dope.
this. Oh,
I mean,
born
yeah,
July
it's a
6th.
real-
No,
yeah.
New York.
New York, Hell's Kitchen.
Sleeping on a park bench with his dog.
Hell's
Yep.
Kitchen. What
Sell
the hell
his
is that?
dog. He
He
had to
sold his
sell
dog.
his
What's Hell's
dog.
As soon as Rocky
How
one
many
came out, bought his
conversations
dog
ago?
Bought
back.
that dog back.
Fucking
Neighborhood.
conversations, guys. We're having a goddamn.
What's Hell's Kitchen?
I
Oh,
was
it's just
like-
a neighborhood.
I was
It's gonna be confusing to our listeners, man.
How many conversations can we have in one podcast?
That's a good
at one
podcast.
Wait,
time?
what's Hell's Kitchen?
It's a neighborhood in New York.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
That's where
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Daredevil's
Daredevil.
from.
Daredevil, exactly.
I don't know this
Comics.
shit.
No, but it is I actually, when I found out it was a real location
Uh-huh.
and not just in comic books, my mom was blown.
Oh my
And
god.
that was
Oh, wait, hang
like
on.
10 years ago.
Oh.
So, but it was still. I mean, it was
Pretty
what,
expensive to
I was
live
still,
there
yeah. I just when I found that out, I thought it was just written. Because again, you hear about Gotham, you hear about like,
Hell's Kitchen.
and then you're like, oh, Hell's Kitchen. It's like it's just
Yeah, I
another
think
comic.
Marvel's all in real cities, but DC's the one where it's like
Yeah,
Met-
DC yeah, DC makes
Metropolis,
sense, yeah.
Gotham.
Which makes sense
Smallville.
because Marvel is all, as we were talking about, for like political and like
Propaganda.
propaganda. that's Marvel is very about that. Which
Oh, it's the
reading
Captain
that
America
it's
one.
all like all of those older ones. It was all real
Can't get
time
over
to where
this.
you felt like you were reading it.
Captain
during
America,
because the
an
Nazis are in
advanced
there
super
and all that
soldier.
stuff. Yeah, The
Beating
super
Nazis
soldier.
with his super strength. No one can stop Captain America.
Yep, propaganda.
It's crazy. Imagine living back in the 40s, buying war bonds and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could imagine. Yeah.
I think it was a crazy time. I go on
Yeah.
YouTube and watch like interviews with people from 1940, 1930, and it's crazy. They're like, "What do you think about just something normal like drinking beer?" Oh heavens, I've never done that. It's very
Yeah.
conservative and proper
It's
and
true.
straight. And, you know, people look like they care.
They do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they care about each other.
Yeah.
They
There's a
care
lot
about
of aim-
themselves more.
Yeah, maybe it's because we live in LA.
Self-respect. I don't.
Too.
Yeah,
We live in this is Bubble City, USA, right here.
It is hard not to continue to give a fuck when you live here, like especially about homeless people and stuff like
Oh
that.
my
Yeah.
It becomes a norm.
I'm completely calloused to this point where I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
fuck off.
dude.
Like I can't do
I
it
remember when I was a kid, dude, and I'd see because I'm from the middle of nowhere, fucking
Mhm.
Colorado. So like, I never see a homeless person unless we went to Denver.
Yeah.
You know, for what you know. So and every time I'd see him, like in Denver, dude, I'd feel fucking bad, dude.
Yeah.
Like tear up, kind of feel bad.
Mhm.
Now I could give a fuck, dude.
When I first came out
I
here,
was
I was
like,
like giving cigarettes and change.
Right? Yeah,
constantly.
yeah.
And then like the 20th one in one day
Yeah.
fucking comes at you, and you're like,
Like now I'm homeless. Now I'm poor.
especially living in
Homeless
Hollywood.
people
Hollywood made me.
given into poverty.
Yeah.
Literally given.
Yeah.
My-
Now I'm in poverty.
My favorite thing is coming off the freeway and you see the guy with the sign
Mhm.
saying like, "Hey, anything helps," and then you see like the Mexican lady on the other side selling the oranges or whatnot.
Oh yeah.
It's the best thing in the world.
We picked up. I worked for Usher as a mover once upon a time. I've been talking about it on stage lately, but like
think
we
I
had
heard
to pick up his maid from Atlanta because she's like the super maid, and she like fucking comes in like she coordinates all the maids. I don't know, whatever. But she's riding with us in a moving truck, and she sees a guy on the side, like holding a sign or whatever, being homeless. She's like, "I don't understand homeless people. Just work. Why aren't you working? I come to this country 20. I never not work. Work every day."
I never know.
And I would like the moment she said that, me and the other mover looked at each other like, "Oh, that's a really fucking good point."
Yeah. Just work.
I don't
Anything will
have-
help. Job.
I'm still here illegally. I don't,
Yep.
understand. I don't know
I
what
know,
accent
right?
I'm doing
Yeah.
right now.
At least, yeah.
Well, hers. Her accent.
no.
Very Eastern European.
Yeah,
That
something-
was a little.
Yeah.
Like my friend, come
From
on.
Bulgaria.
From Bulgaria.
I feel like all of my landlords have been some sort of Eastern European in LA
Really?
or Persian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, during a
that
lot of
makes
the
sense.
upheaval in
Right.
the Middle East and stuff like that, during the 70s, like a lot of them came over here immediately.
To LA.
And then- yeah, to LA.
Damn.
Because like it was the first like city to be like, yeah, head on over, and then they just bought a shit ton of property,
Smart.
and now they're all balling.
Smart.
Owning all that land. I wish, dude.
Dude.
Let's all buy a house.
It was a hell of a risk though. They bought fucking land
Yeah.
in the desert and hoped to God it would fucking work, and now LA's here.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's nuts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
in the
there
50s
is
and
that.
60s.
It's like the guy who built Las Vegas. He was a
Yeah, Bugsy or something.
no,
No,
he
other
was an
guy.
Armenian.
No, the Armenian guy
yeah,
who.
MGM.
Yeah, he didn't. He spent all his money to. He's like, nope. There's nothing there. There's
Yeah.
nothing in
He
the
developed
land.
No
all-
water.
Wait, what
nothing.
happened?
There was this Armenian guy. During World War II, he was he wasn't in the war. He was a pilot that delivered mail,
Mhm.
right,
Okay.
across enemy lines, and he made a decent amount of money. And with that money, he went out to Vegas, and pretty much started what we know as Las Vegas.
Mhm.
Oh,
So, I mean,
really?
yeah, and so the casino, MGM,
Yeah.
they pretty much own, a quarter or half of Vegas, right?
Yeah.
And he
And
was their
it's
CEO.
fucking Atlantic City
And I'm
Yeah.
like, well,
and Tahoe. No.
yeah, but he was a G. He passed away, but I
I
think
thought. So what happened? Then the mob comes and takes it over later.
no, he I think he went through all that.
Oh, really?
He died like
What did the
4
mob
years
have
ago.
to do with Vegas?
I think it was funneling money
The
mainly.
funneling.
So they were just.
Yeah, casinos are the best way to
So
funnel
they
money.
didn't like own casinos or anything.
Yeah, I
Or
think they definitely did.
Oh,
Definitely
they owned
owned
casinos,
casinos.
and that's how they'd launder their. That's a good way to do it.
I mean, casinos are just modern day mafia people, but now it's worse because it's corporate.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's like that's what these like old gangsters were saying. Some of these documentaries I've been watching about Vegas, all of them were like, corporations don't give a fuck about you at all. Like
Mhm.
they'll they'll take every penny you
Yeah.
have.
They're the
and-
real mobsters.
They won't fucking shoot you in the face. They
Yeah.
don't care. They'll just take every dime you have and ruin you.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
way scarier than gangsters.
American capitalism doesn't care. You guys seen The Founder? About
Yep.
McDonald's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, at the end when
It's
he's
cold-blooded.
like, when he's talking to the Roy brother, whatever they are, right?
Yeah.
He's talking to them and he's like, you know why you can never make it in this business? Because when your competitor is drowning, you'd help him out, and I put a hose in his mouth.
That's American capitalism at
that's
its
it right
finest
there.
right there.
That's it.
Oh,
That's
so
it.
true, dude.
You
That's
help him
true.
out and put a hose in his mouth.
Hey, that guy was also, you know. I mean, think about it. These are essentially, if you knew everything, if you heard everything about this person's personality, you'd be like, you know, forget about him. He's bad. He's a bad person. But in all reality, they're probably responsible for all of this. You
Yeah.
know, all the foundings of, you know, the
Oh, yeah,
corporations drive that technology and business. You
Shit
know?
like this doesn't get done unless there's a psychopath behind the wheel.
Oh, yeah.
Think about NASA. It's Nazis. you
Was
know?
it? Oh, yeah, you're right.
Operation
Werner
Paper
von
Cup.
Braun, that motherfucker. Well, yeah, but you know, we bought him though. Where it's like, hey, Germany, give us your best scientists.
Yeah, Operation Paperclip snuck those bitches over.
Wasn't it? Didn't he like come over because the Germans weren't funding what he wanted them to fund? Like they weren't forking out the cash that he wanted, and the United States was like, well, we will.
Either way, he was at the end of the day.
He brought
was
his
still
team
a
over of
Nazi, you know?
Nazis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They tried to
Oh,
pretend
yeah.
like he wasn't, but like
Yeah.
he like
No,
wouldn't
totally.
work with any Jewish people. Like he was
Yeah.
a dick. He was a big fucking asshole. But he was also a super genius. So what are
Yeah.
you gonna do?
It's crazy.
Thanks for your stuff that you did.
Yeah,
It's-
we literally would never have jets or anything without one crazy Nazi.
Yeah.
hmm
Most medical advances we made were because they didn't give a shit about human torture.
Yeah, they tried all of it. Yeah.
And they were like, "How does this organ work? I don't know. Let's cut a Jew open
Cut
and
it
find
open and
out." Like,
see.
so they didn't give a fuck, and that's why they fucking
That's why they did it.
yeah.
Also, without the Nazis, we'd have way more Jews in the world.
What?
It's a true statement.
It's a true statement. What?
I can't
What you
believe- I
said
know.
wasn't.
I thought about it. I thought about if I should say this joke. It's a joke.
You're never gonna get an SNL.
You're never gonna
I
get
know
it.
this podcast is tanking all four of us.
We're done. I'm sorry that.
No, wait, this isn't even live, so we can edit this part out.
I'm not.
No,
This is
I'm not.
all I'm gonna post.
Yeah.
This is-
Put
Yeah,
this
this-
clip on Instagram.
I think in all reality, Jewish people get a lot of hate for like no reason.
Oh, for sure.
you know,
for
they're
sure.
just scapegoated out.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Well, I mean,
For
most of the
sure.
reasons they're great financially is because the Christians weren't allowed to work on Sundays, and
Mm.
the Jewish people were, so they made them do all their banking on Sundays and stuff like that, so they didn't have to, and they became geniuses at it, and now they thrive. Now, like, if society is a round hole, they're a round fucking peg, and everyone else is squares trying to shove their way in. Like, they're just do
Mhm.
better than us now. They're
Yeah.
killing it.
It's true. So
Killing
if there's
it.
any hate, which I have no hate towards the Jews,
Mhm.
you know, or Jewish people.
I don't believe you somehow. You said that very accusatorily.
You didn't look in anybody's eyes when he said it either.
I don't hate him or anything.
You
No,
like
I don't know why I would.
You said it like you were talking yourself out of it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, I don't hate
I thought. I was saying, is there any reason why
I was like,
should
it's like no one here said that.
It did
it
seem
wasn't
to
me.
come
It
out of
wasn't,
nowhere.
Oh, wow. Why do we always go to religion?
Always, dude.
Always, dude.
Out of our 19 episodes, I think probably 75% of them it gets brought up at least one time per episode.
We are raised in very religious places,
It's
though.
true,
Like,
yeah.
It's
what,
true.
what religion did you grow up?
Sikh.
Sikh?
hmm
Well, I mean, what are your feelings on the Sikh religion?
Yeah, tell us about that.
I don't even really know that much about it, to be honest.
Well, we're gonna go over time for a little bit to hear
Okay.
the Sikh.
I think. Well, their main. I think the main belief. I might be messing it up. Is that there's only this one true power. It doesn't have a name and it doesn't have an identity or anything, and all that true power is to just be really accepting of people,
Mm.
but also, you know, don't get screwed over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
a
it's
good way to
a
be.
super warrior religion. Because the Sikh religion was made to like fight off Mongols and Islam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
that's
I think Sikhs make up like 90% of the Indian army.
Oh, wow.
really?
Yeah. It's all from Punjab. Turbans and all that. They carry swords.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, like
Hardcore.
old ladies carry swords and stuff like
Really?
that. Yeah.
pretty
Like even in
dope.
the States and shit.
Yeah, it's religious, you know.
No, that's yeah.
Huh,
That's
okay, yeah, that's
It's like
true.
if you go to when you go to it's called our temple is called Gurdwara, right? And where you go is you don't essentially pray. Like you first go bow, and what you're bowing to is this book, right? And around the book is just covered with swords,
Oh, it's metal.
and it's like just rings, like those like rings that you throw,
Like
chop
the
off somebody's
Xena
head.
Princess
Game of
Warrior.
Yeah,
Thrones
and like
over
that
here.
kind of stuff. So
It's
it's
fucking cool, man.
Dude.
Yeah,
We
but I
should've
think a lot of
started with
people
this.
exploit it.
I know, that's what I said. I was like,
Well, it's
fuck,
very
dude.
much like it seems like like not derivative at all, but at least in the same vein as the Nordic religions.
Yeah,
Because they use those to manipulate their giant men.
mm-hmm.
Basically, like if you don't die bloody in battle, then you won't ascend to
Valhalla.
Valhalla. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so religions like that always are just to manipulate big dumb people to do your bidding.
Super manipulative. You know, there's a lot of terrorist organizations that do stuff in India, and then they'll come take refuge in through religious. What is it? It starts with the A. I forgot the word, but hey, I'm a priest, and I'm being
Affiliation.
I don't know what it's called, but I'm being persecuted in India for my religion because India.
Asylum.
Asylum,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Because India, the country, and Punjab, the state, have always been at because there's a lot of stuff that happened. Like a lot of riots, a lot of people were killed,
Yeah.
and then a lot of fighting, a lot of misrepresentation. We do all this, but we don't get that.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's bordered with Pakistan, like India's #1 enemy. So there's always stuff going down.
Damn.
Yeah, but I don't think I just don't. I'm not really too religious,
Yeah.
I'm the kind of like if I want something, I'll start praying and shit.
I think we're all that kind.
That's
Right?
funny.
Well, except for Travis, he sticks to his guns.
No,
He
I know.
does.
I know
Yeah.
nothing means anything.
Yeah,
Good.
Travis sticks to his guns, dude. He doesn't give a fuck.
That's served me well so far.
Sort of, right? Yeah.
no.
Well,
We
Dude,
got through it without
I
talking
got
about
through
doing
it,
heavy
dude.
drugs without
We
crack
got-
horse.
I know. Fuck. Well,
that was
we're
great.
gonna have to have you back, dude. This
Yeah.
is fun.
Oh, this was great.
I'm
Yeah.
glad to
Yeah,
have
dude.
you on, and this was it went smoothly. Time always goes by fast, and even faster now with this deep conversations that we've been having.
Well, shit, dude. It's an educational.
It is very
Educational.
educational.
We're all
And we
learning.
found out about
Educated as
comic
well.
books and religion and politics and life and comedy. So,
Comedy. Yeah, dude.
well, guys, thank you again, and remember,
Don't talk about it.
be about it. Well,
Peace.
Baby, it's not what you wanted from me. You've been trying to make sense of my mistakes. My mistakes, yeah.
Hey, you guys. Thanks for watching this episode. Please hit that subscribe button. Go follow us on all the social medias: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
And remember, if you want to go the extra mile, you can also support us over on Patreon, where in the future we'll be able to get unreleased content and content that nobody else can see. And remember, guys, don't talk about it.
Be about it.
Peace.